You've just spent 40 grueling minutes answering technical questions, solving logic puzzles, and speaking to a digital avatar. You finally click the button to end the session. There was no hiring manager nodding along to your stories. No one smiled to reassure you. You are left staring at a blank screen, completely unsure of how you actually performed. But the interview is still active. In reality, the most aggressive phase of your evaluation is just getting started in the silence. Over the next 20 minutes, an automated computational mechanism will dissect your performance, mathematically analyzing your words, your logic, and your physical movements. Your spoken performance provided the raw data. This 20-minute window is the processing phase that builds the metrics a recruiter will eventually use to make their final decision. Minute 1 begins with transcription. The platform's natural language processing system instantly converts your entire 40-minute audio recording into a massive text document. This diagram represents your raw, unedited speech. The algorithm's first task is to evaluate semantic density, a strict measure of how much useful information you provided. Like a digital highlighter, the system dissolves the noise. It strips out filler words, nervous rambling, and vague emotional statements. What remains is the signal. The algorithm isolates your specific action verbs, your hard numerical metrics, and the structured frameworks you use to tell your stories. A candidate who spends 2 minutes talking about how much they love working with people produces almost entirely noise. A candidate who says they deployed a new scheduling software that reduced overtime by 15% produces pure, scoreable signal. By minute 5, the mathematical analysis has erased human charm and nervous energy to reveal only the hard facts of your competence. Between minutes 5 and 12, the platform shifts its focus to your critical thinking skills. It needs to know exactly how you approach problem solving. This flowchart visualizes chain of thought processing. The platform uses this technique to map the specific logical path you took to reach an answer, prioritizing the quality of your reasoning over the final numerical result. To build this map, the software scans your transcript for syntactical joints. It searches for structural words like because, therefore, and assuming that physically connect one idea to the next. Narrating your internal thought process out loud gives the system the transition words it needs to verify your logic. Conversely, sitting in silence while doing mental math guarantees a failing logic grade because the algorithm has no data to map. A flawless final answer often scores lower than a slightly imperfect one that includes a verbally proven step-by-step logical chain. As the clock hits minute 12, the textual analysis wraps up, and the platform turns its attention to the raw audio and video feeds to evaluate your soft skills. It measures physical confidence by tracking your posture and calculating how long you maintained direct eye contact with the camera lens, rather than looking down at your monitor. Here is an animated scale showing how the AI grades your vocabulary. Instead of rewarding a heavy use of complex industry buzzwords, the system actively penalizes you for relying on confusing jargon. The scale tips towards simple, clear English. The algorithm gives the highest communication scores to candidates who can translate dense technical concepts into language a non-technical manager can understand. To an algorithm, soft skills are a quantitative measure of how efficiently you can deliver clear information. At minute 20, the countdown ends. The platform aggregates your semantic density, your logic maps, and your visual tracking data, compressing it all into a single match score. An email is dispatched to the human recruiter's inbox containing a clean, highly structured candidate scorecard. The actual 40-minute video you just recorded is almost never watched by a human. The human recruiter will make their decision to either advance you to the next round or reject your application, based almost entirely on the data points inside that machine-generated document. This requires a different interview strategy. You are no longer trying to build a friendly rapport with the person across the table. You are delivering perfectly formatted data arrays to an algorithm. Forcing yourself to strip away filler words and speak with undeniable structured logic to satisfy a machine might actually be the exact training required to become a sharper, more precise human.